Yeah. No, for sure. We've been doing a couple of lessons now. We're on, I think we're, is this episode 3, 4? Either way, we're doing lighting 101 today. Yeah. Yeah, cuz we're finding that folks are being really creative with their photos, and I just wanted to, go like if we had to organize like what's the most important thing when you want to start doing your own video media or photo media. Is it the gear? Is it the lens? Is it the stands and the setup? Is it like in order in my mind? It goes lighting, then your lens, then your device, then everything else. I mean, like all the fluff. But like lighting is. What'd you do today? Let's see. We can lighten you up too. Still, there's still. Is that your actual background right now? Okay, hang on. I just got to show everybody else on stream. So look how dark Terrace is really quick. Can you go to a full shot? Yeah, show me a change your scene. Can you change your scene to a full view? Yeah. Gotcha. You'd have to grab both, I think. That's all right. Play with it. If you can get a second scene started with, there you go. I just wanted to see you. All right. So nice. You're going to be a great test subject for what we're going to improve today. Hell yes. That's what I'm here for. We got this. All right. So as you can see, what are we've got some noticeable issues with like where our eyes are directed. So like you have a beautiful set of windows behind you. I noticed those immediately. Okay, you've got some nice foliage behind you. That is what's taking the center of my attention on this frame here. And then we have Terrace Blob, which is just a dark, shadowy figure that's in the middle of all of the beautiful scene behind me. And like, I can't see this handsome man's face or any of his charming features, right? Because he's a dark shadow, okay? So where is the light? It's behind him, all right? Very simple. But all right, Terrace, I'm done with you for now. Now, let me do my thing. That's just we're gonna change this up. Now I want to show you guys my shitty lighting situation right now. I've got ceiling light on. I've got no green screen on right now. You can see that I'm all grainy, like all the because what's happening is like the image is trying to capture what's going on, but it doesn't have enough light to bounce back into the lens. Okay, everything's really grainy and it looks really shitty. This is shot on a really old, but it's a DSLR camera with a decent mid-range lens. It is adjustable and all of that, but we're adjusted as we should be. I haven't really made any changes to anything I normally stream with, except for the lighting. My camera instantly degraded itself by 5 times. I mean, it's just horrible. Because I've got on for lighting is I have a little bit of natural light coming past the blind that I keep on this window here. I've got 1 of 3 ceiling lights that's like a yellow, okay? Like you can see it on my face. It's like very yellow. And it's just an ugly thing. And my hat brim adds a new shadow onto my face, all right? While we're changing this up, I want to show you guys, let me pull up here really quick. I took some pictures this morning to help kind of explain this theory, okay? So I'm going to move us over here. I'm not on the screen right now. And I took some images this morning. It was a beautiful overcast day, rainy. But this is what overcast is when you've got a bunch of clouds that have light behind them. It's about 8:30 in the morning my time at my house. And so there you go. This is your biggest light drop that you can ever ask for as a photographer. These are perfect for wedding day photos, and I'll show you why. So this is a old nest that I took a picture of on a post. I put the overcast light behind it, and it looks like a big pile of poop because it kind of is. But then I took the exact same picture with the overcast behind me and the camera, And this is the same nest on the same post with the same lighting, just from a different angle behind me. I didn't change anything with the shooting option. I didn't change any of the focus. This is just with the light being able to bounce off the subject as we want it to. And you have a much clearer picture, as you can see. Okay. I took another shot with the overcast to the right of us, up this way and shooting down. And then you still have that wonderful like vignette in the background where everything behind it is fuzzy. But the subject is still able to bounce light towards the lens. And that's what we're going for. Okay. Now, this is a photo from underneath. This is all taken today. This is a photo from one of my lilacs. And I did it from an undershot. Okay. So we still have the overcast lighting behind us in this image, because the flower was facing the light. But this is from underneath. What we're focusing here, though, is a lot of the darker petals, right? We have a lot of the shadow in the picture. We still have the vignette from some of the petals that are facing up. They're acting as natural like reflectors, if you will, and pushing the light. But you can see it's more clear in the lighter spots than it is in the darker spots. Okay, now let me show you the same lilac, same camera settings. It's all on a cell phone. I'm sorry, this was the undershot. Aha, this was the undershot. That other one was like a mid shot, but let me show you this next shot. So as we can see, it's vignetted, but we get a lot more of the leaves because they're actually doing a good job of reflecting. They're facing the light. And then here's that nice pretty from the top shot, where you've got, the vignette, the leaf is doing its job, and all these little petals are looking pretty. All shot, same settings, all on lighting, okay? Today it's lighting. We're using some photography to explain lighting concepts. We'll also do it in live video as well. Okay, here we go. There's a baby ghost. I took a picture of a baby ghost in my basement today. This is
random as hell, dude.
Thank you. I was running around my house and outside of my house and taking random pictures of things just to prove the point. So in this shot, I'm coming down the stairs and there's a baby ghost in my stairway, and the lights downstairs are on, and the lights I have no lights down the stairwell. So what you get is light on the bottom and no light on top. I wanted to show you what it looks like. There you go. That's a better shot with the light hitting the lens, coming out from underneath. And I have zero flash on for the camera. Okay. I don't have any other light in the area to help me with balancing, but you can see how heavy the bottom feels versus the top, which feels much lighter. Okay. Yes, it's a floating baby head. Now all I did to change this photo, or to take my subject into account and actually make a really creepy picture, was add the flash. Okay. And that's what you get when you add flash, but the light down below hasn't changed any. Okay. And just for there's the old, there's the new. All we've done is made a more powerful light filter on top of the other light on the bottom. Right. So it gives, it's just showing you how you can use layers of light on top of each other to balance out different aspects that are highlighted by light. Okay. And so that's why I took those photos. And then I did another little funny thing where I actually put my finger, this darker spot here, I put my finger in front of the flash to make it look like old and silly, and add a different shadow to it. But yeah, that's just silliness. But yeah, either way, point is we layered light. Everybody.
Honestly, dude,
yeah,
the first one with it in the dark,
it looks good too. It looks good too, because yeah, and yeah, it's got fun wrinkle features that we can play off of, and we might want to use that effect. It's like, it's not that anything you do with lighting is wrong, but you just got to know what you're after. So if you're looking to use the light intentfully, and know how you can make changes. Again, I didn't make any changes to the settings of the phone except for adding a flash. That was all. We all have a picture like this where we're trying to show off something behind us that's cool. This is my hand in front of the overcast. But you see how blurry my hand is? It's just terrible. There's nothing there. This was me actually putting the flash on and focusing a little more on my palm. But you get a lot more of my hand, and it's still the same overcast behind. Okay? Here is my hand at the with overcast behind, it didn't capture the, there we go. I ran through these. I might have another one that's a little more in focus, but otherwise, this is with the overcast behind the hand, same concept as the nest. And this is an image of the overcast to my right, with this background to my left. This is using my hand as like a reflecting table. Okay, so it's not going to be as it's better to show, I think, on the nest, but sometimes your lighting can be a little too powerful. So you don't necessarily have to put it where the light's behind you. You can actually put the light to the side of your subject and take an image that way and get almost like half light and half dark. But you still get that beautiful like vignette where it naturally focuses where it needs to focus, and it puts everything else kind of out of subject. I think that was another sideways shot as well. Yeah. So, and this is a K-cup. I never drink K-cups. I found one in my garage, so I took a picture of it facing the overcast. There's one between half overcast and the other half dark, and there's the top, and it's all weird and gross because I don't drink these things. But just, yeah, either way. So there's a couple of photos just so we can get the concept of lighting down. Next, what we're going to do is focus back on Maddox for a second. Hi, I'm back in my horribly lit studio office, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to, we're going to like fix me right here and right now. So if you're looking to stream, if you're looking to take pictures of yourself, the images that we took for the event right now were taken right here at this desk, with nothing but a light. And so you don't need anything fancy. I'm going to be using these tools for like showing it live what it changes, adding or subtracting lights, or whatever. But yeah, we have light assistance right now. The only lights that are on are my computer screen, the light above me, and a little bit of window over there. Good job, Terrace, drinking more water. Any questions so far on lighting before I jump into the next like live demo on what we're doing to fix up our image? Again, we're really grainy, and I don't like that, so we're gonna try and fix that today. Anything else before I move along, guys? I know I can speed through this stuff, so I don't want to leave anybody behind. I think we're all caught up. Please do. Yeah, please do. It's a live teaching session, so please ask the questions if they come. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But the main main takeaway is we don't ever want to be where the light is behind the subject and just making us hella dark. You see how it's just made me, yeah, look at Terrace. We don't ever want to do that. Because that's just not what we're after. We don't want lights facing the camera. Look at that. Okay, so like I just put the light in front of me, and it's trying to focus the, yeah, that's what it's doing. Okay, so if we have a light, okay, we never want the light above and behind. We never want the light above us. All right, unless we're going for that. But you're gonna see that my face is really out of focus and not great. But instantly, like if I can put light on my face and I'm the subject now, like we're a lot clearer. We know who we're looking at. Also be in the range of your focus as well. But yeah, there we go. So very simple stuff there. Now, as a streamer, what we want to be able to do is, and this is always the campfire fun stories. If we're going to be moving, all right, it's one thing if we're a stable, stationary subject, to, get your lighting right, take a picture, be cute, whatever. But when you got to move around and stuff in and out of your shot, you want to make sure that like you guys can see the shadow. I do have a green screen behind me, but this could work on, any background really. Especially if you're close to the background. If you want to eliminate some shadows, what Terrace is doing is great because he's completely away from his backdrop. He's made layers just by distance. But if you don't have distance, I think we're like, I'm like a foot behind my chair. Like I've got like a foot to my wall, and I sit about here. But if you don't have like length distance, we've got to eliminate all these shadows back here. especially if we're going to be using green screen, because when we have shadows, you can see on the right side of my screen, it's very dark, and on the left side, up in the top left corner, it's much lighter. Let me turn on my green screen filter to show this off. Close. Okay, so the parts that are lit properly, over here, almost black, right? The parts that are not, wherever there's a shadow, is going to be fuzzy. See? And so this is we can go into green screens one day. We probably will learn a little bit today, but the point is, I don't need all of this fuzz when I'm showing off a screen. There's my kangaroo. All right, now let's see Maddox over here. All right, so Maddox is trying to be on top of the subject that I'm streaming on. Okay, and you have all my shadow fuzz following me because I don't have the corner lit properly. All right, the right side's fine, sort of. Could be better. See all that green in between my fingers when I wiggle? That's because I don't have any differentiating between me and the wall right now. But as much shadow as I can get rid of, I'll have all that cleaned up nice and tight. So let's go back to me close up, and we'll take off the filter so you guys can see what's going on in real life. All right. Hey, Dev, what's up? Okay, so we got the concept of this light. This light's just helping us with that demonstration, but let's turn on some other lights. I actually don't have a 3-light setup. I have, but yes, we can. I would like to show this. Do I have paint or something? Jeez. So if we want to go with a 3-light setup, let me find paint. Hang on one sec. I don't have the cool paint, whatever. But let me just open paint and we'll do it. We'll do it this style. Oop. All right. So.
Oh, you guys can't, Sadula?
Can't what?
I think they're saying that they can't hear me on YouTube.
Oh no.
Weird. Yeah.
Can you hear Maddox? Can you hear Terrace?
You should be audible because I heard you on the X stream.
I'm
just. I
think I'm good.
Check real quick.
You're good. So while we're drawing out what setups can look like, all right. So here's I'm gonna do this from a top-down view. Let me make a desk. Okay. So let's say this is our desk. Okay. And this will represent the subject. That's us. And we'll move this here because we're gonna be looking at it from a top-down view. And then we'll make a triangle our light. Okay. There's a light source.
Just a quick mic check, Sadula, if you can.
Can't rotate this. Oh man. Yes, I can. Ugh. Ain't silly. All right, I just maybe just don't know how to use it. There's got to be a R, maybe. Nope. Either way, trying to turn this light. Well, that's all right. Let's put a light here. That's gonna be this is what we call the front or the point light. Okay, at a minimum. All right. Let me get us we'll call this our camera. I'm using very simple images. Most people have a webcam that sits on the top of their monitor, right? And it's centered on the subject being us, right? Now, some monitors here real quick. Bloop. There's a monitor. And we'll leave it at that. Just pretend everybody has one monitor and not 3. All right? So, most people have a webcam. Can I not move it once I've set it? Oh, that's so dumb. All right, let's make the monitor. There's a monitor. And then we'll put the webcam on the top, like there. Boop. All right. And then we're going to call this the point light. Grab this? Oh, this is not going to be fun if I can't grab things. Maybe I do it in Canva?
Just grab it. No. Oh, paint you can't grab once you
Isn't that dumb? Yeah, that's so dumb.
It's so stupid.
We'll move to Canva from this. Yeah, we'll move.
Anymore.
That's stupid. I want to hit my layers button and go from there. I'll get Canva up and we can do it in Canva properly. Oh my gosh. Paint.
Let's do it in Blender's a pain in the ass, Shotty. No.
Yeah, let's do it in Blender. Yeah. Thank you, Nopera. No, that's fine.
Trying to spend 20 minutes trying to figure
out. No. We're not doing any of that, Jazz. You're silly. You're silly, bro. You're silly, bro. We're just gonna pull up Canva. All right. So let's do.
No, realistically, Blender would work better for showing off lighting.
Oh no,
So
it has
have a
its own
light
lighting
as an
built
object.
in.
But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah.
100%. There's our desk. There's our subject. We're gonna make subject, blech, and then they live here. That's our head. We'll make another shape. This is gonna be very simple, guys. Trust me. We'll make our monitor.
That's the con camera. Okay.
Our monitor.
Okay. So monitor.
Yep.
So wide, thin monitor.
Yeah, shut up. We're looking at it from the top. And then, what else do we need? We need some lights.
You made it thinner.
I did. I did. Okay.
Troll.
So, yeah. There is actually this really cool. Can I make a background? Background. What are you laughing at? What?
Oh. Just like, I found new stuff. This is fun. Let's do it.
Yeah, why not?
Oh.
Alt 1, put this behind this. Okay, so now let's make it black. Actually,
You gotta make it like a tan or something, like or like gray. Or there you go. That works.
Yep. I'm just gonna change the head color to. Oh wait, come on, dude. Be blue. Okay, great. So here's a light. Haha, the Pro Tool, fun.
The CJF blue. I can tell you've been messing with our stuff lately.
There you go. Okay. So most people won't have a light. Most people I find will have the light from their room. They'll have downward facing lights from their ceiling, and they get what Terrace is getting. They get what Maddox is doing right now. And all you're going to get is whatever light is touching in your room. And if there's something behind you, that's what's going to probably get the majority of the focus. But again, as we did with the photos, we want to put the focus on us. So, because we're the main subject, no matter what you're streaming, no matter what you're showing off, you should be the main subject because you're the one presenting whatever you're doing. Okay? And then fuck all this like being scared of showing yourself. Don't care. Just fucking, focus on you. Especially with our lights. Now, we have typically like a circle. We'll make another circle for our camera and make it white or gray. We'll make it like make it red. It's live. And then all right, there's our camera. Now, our camera is not just a lens usually, and our camera can cast some shadows. So we never want to put the light behind our camera because then we're going to have whatever shadow from our camera or our monitor or whatever. So if you have it behind, just consider that everything that is in front of it will cast a shadow. Right? So as best you can, just like we have our webcam like hanging off the top of our monitors possibly, or better, if you have some distance behind your desk, I have my camera fixed on it's an arm that comes off of my desk and it's mounted to my desk, but still behind slightly the monitor. So it's technically sitting, here, right? But it's high enough that it just crests the top of my monitor, and it's not center on actually. It's actually off to the left a little bit. And that's just my preference and what I can work. Then when I have
like for instance, for me, like I'm where I sit, I have my camera on my monitor.
Yep.
Because that's typically where I'm looking.
Yes.
Like I'm looking at the monitor, so I'm looking your direction, which makes it seem like I'm paying more attention to you. When you're doing streaming or videos or anything like that, when you look like you're looking at the camera, it looks like you're giving your audience the best attention.
Correct.
But like if I was to do like he has it with the arm, I would put it here, honestly, to my right a little bit, because I look at my right screen a lot and sometimes it looks like I'm not paying attention to you guys. So
right.
like just think about shit like that as you're thinking about lighting and setup.
Yes, absolutely. Because like I have 3 monitors. So right now I'm looking at my rightmost monitor to look at the guild hall and the stream. I have my center, which is where I'm usually playing games. I don't usually look directly in the camera unless I'm recording, but usually I'm playing games, so I'm usually here. You know, this is my typical position. And then this is I have another monitor for monitoring my OBS and like, you know, streams if I have. But that's over here. I want to make sure that I don't put meetings over here because it always looks like I'm looking at nothing or I'm looking off and not like paying attention. So I always put you always put your meetings, you know, when you're looking at people you're talking to on the monitor that your camera is looking like your attention at. So it's another good trick if you don't want to really be present in your meeting. Put your camera wherever your fun monitor is.
Up in the background and be like,
and don't look at those. Yeah. But just be aware of that. But yes, so I also on my camera have, and I wish I could show you, I have a light that's very similar to this light. And it's mount bracketed onto the top of the camera itself. So the most important thing is that if, I don't have another camera to show off this concept with, but let's say, I have a mug. Okay, let's say this mug is my lens, okay? I don't want the light behind the camera because I'm going to cast a shadow of the camera to me. And it's going to be, you know, like it's going to be a shadow on my face. And we don't want that. I want the light. If I'm going to put it on the side of the lens, everything that the light can see, so can the lens. So you want to have the light either up and pointing down so that you're not capturing the barrel of the lens or the webcam itself. You want to put it alongside the lens so that it is beyond the lens and you're not going to get any shadow from the camera. And you don't want it so close that it's going to cause like over pollution of light. And that can cause whiteout.
when you were like showing the image before with like how you put the light up to the camera and then dimmed it.
Yes.
If it's angled towards where the camera is capturing from the side, it'll actually dim one side of or like
so
create a sort of shadow on the one end of the camera.
Let me go to my full screen again and I will show you guys what it does. So again, here's my fun light to show this off. So this is approximately, turn this up even. I think I have a way to do that. Nice. This is approximately where I have another one of these already attached to the camera itself. It's gonna be hard to see, but you see how much clearer I am than the background, and like you see all the little hairs on my whiskers and stuff. Much better. If I come here, I'm right on the barrel of the lens. Shut up. Get out of the way, wire. I'm on the barrel of the lens, still okay. If I'm here, still fine. This is in front of. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm facing the lens, sort of. Oh, I'm looking to the left. But see all that light pollution that we've just added? It just makes it fades the image. It's not good. It's not good, and we definitely don't want anything facing, obviously. So do your best to accommodate for your lens and make sure that it's not causing light pollution where we don't want it. Let me put that light on actually in practice. I'm actually going to, let me just do one thing and I'll come right back. I have to go turn off my ceiling light really quick, and you're going to see a stark difference in lighting. Hang on one sec. Live demonstration, running away from stream. Hold on. Okay, so by doing that, what I have eliminated is my wonderful brim shadow. Okay, so already I've made an improvement because the only light source that I have is my monitor. But as I change, what's on my screen, and like I get, different things, the light is constantly adjusting, going in and out. Let's put on Epic Games, which is very dark. Now I'm blue. You see what I mean? Like, and then, back to light. It's just all over the place. And we want to regulate that so that your camera can keep up. We want to make sure that you have a consistent picture throughout your stream, throughout your imaging, whatever it is. But yeah, it gets, this is horrible. Like that's just me moving a window back and forth across my screens. That's me just moving a window yeah, hang on. I can show you the whole, here we go. Yeah, if I just take this screen and just moving it, It's my light now. You see what I'm saying? So we don't want any of that. That's horrible, right? And that's noticeable. It's super distracting from streamers. I see it all the time. So let's eliminate that, okay? Because the only light source right now is that extra light from my window and my actual monitor itself. I'm gonna put the light on that. This one. See, here we go. We're here. All right. So this is a minimal setup. This is a one light setup. But we have issues. It's already a lot better. But look, we've got brim shadow because it's higher than me. Got to consider that. But we're not going to get as much from moving the screens anymore because we have a dedicated light. You almost don't get any because because the monitor is no longer my brightest light source. Okay. But I do have a lot of shadows behind me, and that's no good. So let's take a look at the close up there. All right, there's my hand shadow. I can do like puppets, So got shadows behind me, and if we make it even worse, let's turn on the green screen filter. Awesome. Should be actually okay. Now let's put it on top of a screen. See all that fuzz here? That fuzz line? That fuzz there. Am I showing up okay? Anytime I pull my hands up, you can see more fuzz. That.
Yep.
You'll notice all that stuff, right? Because we don't have any dedicated light on the background. Okay? So that's another thing. So this is our forelight. We need a background light to regulate the light behind us and eliminate shadows. Okay? So let's go back to close up really quick and turn off the filter. You guys what we're doing next. Now you can also flood different angles. I think I can do this today. I don't typically do this as my setup, but I think I can manage to make this work. Let's see if I can array that. Okay, this is another light I have. Boop. And can I make it brighter? Nice. So now I have two lights on me. I have one bar light, one center light. Still a lot of shadows behind. Let me add one more light. Probably my biggest and brightest light. There we go. So we've got, this is 1, 2, 3 lights on facing Maddox. Pretty cool. But I got a lot of shadow space. Lots of shadow space to be shown. So if you're not directly underneath it and it doesn't shine on your head, if you have a background light far enough behind you that it's highlighting something else somewhere else, sure, why not? I don't think I have those silly lights. I got these really dumb lights from somewhere. Hang on, I've got so much stupid tech shit. I'm trying to get it out of my drawer here. No, I can't. They're these dumb little like accent lights, and they're not very bright. But you could absolutely put uplighting. Let's take this as our uplight. Bring it all the way up. Brightness. Absolutely put an uplight in the background that was like colored and make that a constant. But you're going to have shadows if your screen's not totally flat or your background's not flat. Some people will have like a lamp in the background on something behind them. Again, I have like a foot of space behind me. So this is not going to be an effective tool for me. But if you have the distance, you can work with distance as well as light. So yes, but typically you're going to want to eliminate your uplights and have focus on your front lights, point lights, side lights, things of that nature. Now, let's do something else a little more dramatic. We haven't even talked about coloring yet. So these are all white lights. I usually use daylight as my color of choice, but there's also warm. So that's an orange light. Cool, which I think is kind of sad. Using cool light, it's like depression mode. This one. Here we go. So here's my orange light. Makes me feel hot, like a rotisserie chicken. I don't like this. But if I was if I was, there's all orange with one center bright light, and I don't like this at all. This doesn't feel right. It doesn't look very good. But yes, different colors of light. This is just, let me, I want to keep that center one on. Let me see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh, gross. This one. Ugh. The blue again. I'm gonna turn this one off. Whoop. Take your time. We're gonna just work with the 2 white lights here. So this is a 2 light setup. One directly center and then one kind of off center. This can help with just know where your lights are coming from, because everything that you put on you is also going to cast a shadow on different parts of your face. So if you have, things you want to accent or things you want to hide, sometimes the shadow effect can be dramatic and can be exciting. Let me show you a bigger light. Yes, I have a bigger light. Hang tight. I'm going to put a bigger light to the direct side of me, and I'm just going to turn everything else off really quick. Let me show you what that does. Hang tight. This is going to be your dramatic, armchair interview kind of thing. Okay. Ooh. Now we are the author of a book, and we're talking about something. We have I do. I have so much. Now I am showing you guys with equipment, but let me turn this off actually. Okay, so this is the full sideways light. This is the very dramatic interview light look, this is just one light next to me, but it's all coming in from the side. Just know what you're doing or just see what it does and play around with it. This is with one light to the side, but I have too much, it's too dark here. Okay, so now we're gonna just add one center light. I brought back the other half of my face, but it's still it's much brighter on the side light, so you still have some shadow, but you at least get the face definition, whereas here is very, very dark. It just depends on what you're looking for. Yeah, if you're looking for that, you can have it. There's off. Sorry, that's the very dramatic, only one side. That's adding a little bit, but still showing the shadow. Dim this one, make it more dramatic. You can add a color. You can do contrasting colors, so you can do warm on one side, cool on the other. There's ways to do all sorts of things. I'm gonna move us to my actual what I run typically. So I put this light on. Step up a second. This one on. It's my center light. I don't usually have this one right to my side because I still have a lot of crap in the background. This dramatic does not work when we go into green screen mode, because let's go do this. See how much dark fuzz I have on the bottom left of my screen. Right, all this is
all the shadow behind you from the lights.
Yeah. What we were just looking at, guys, is if I were to take the main big light I have, and that was just like this. This is primarily to my left. I do have a mini light, or my center point light. That is the one that's here. That's focused from the side of my camera, and then it's probably doing that much. And then I have another one that's a bar light that is doing this. So this is the currently what you're looking at, but you can see there's a lot of shadow over here. I don't like that shadow. Which is better for a good shot? That is going to be up to you to figure out. If you're focusing a subject, you're going to want to. Am I not speaking into my mic at all? Okay, sorry.
I hear you.
Okay, cool. If you're focusing a subject, think about putting light on that subject, and then also think about how much light is on your backgrounds and what other light pollution you have in the picture.
And you know what, guys? As much as like he can guide you on this, a lot of what you're gonna have to do is just take a picture and figure it out, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Like
take a bunch of
look at
bad
how the
photos.
picture comes out, and then you'll eventually figure out where the lighting is off based on the shadowing in the image or where the light is focused on in the image, and then you can adjust from there. Your first photo is almost never perfect. Almost never perfect unless you've gotten to the point where you're doing this for years and you have a really good experience based on, like, you see those guys on YouTube where they take like a bunch of pictures.
Not necessarily, Mayor. We'll get to the assignment. All right, so what I've done here is I have instead of having this light, let me move to my right here. So you can still see some crap, and that's my screen. That's my screen just being wrinkly. If I straightened out my screen, we're almost there. We are almost there, but my screen is just wrinkly. I need another thumbtack. Go right there and I'll be fine. Wrinkles causing shadows, okay? That is an issue for green screeners. If you're going to be green screening, don't wrinkle your sheet. Don't just drape some shit and hope that it works. Every wrinkle will show up. So if you want a nice green screen, you need to flatten it out. We're near perfect, but you still have that really hard line on the edge. This would be a whole nother topic on green screening, but I can smooth that out with the program itself. But what I did to eliminate a lot of the big shadows that my body was creating, okay? Let's pay attention more to this side here. What I did to, actually, I'll make myself big. I'll make myself a little bigger. There we go. Okay, so see how this side looks fine?
Can you put up like a black background or something so that we can see?
If that would help, yeah. If that, I'm doing it over the white. I'm doing it over the white specifically so that you can see the shadow, right? But see how this is like fine. Like I can walk right into the edge with my hand, and like you didn't know where the edge was until my hand stopped. Over here though, you can clearly see a nice fat line of shadow issue, right? And that's just because my green screen's not flat, and because I don't have an opposing light on this side. If I want to be perfectly away from my background, I need a light just like I'm doing on this side to go on this side. I live in a corner in this office, so I would need another light here. Sometimes I drop this down there, and like, ta-da! I fixed it just by putting a light in the corner. Ta-da! Fixed. And it's that simple.
Your arm isn't in the way really anymore, so.
Hold on. Look.
There you go. Yep. Now you can really see it better.
I put the light in the corner and I eliminated the shadows, and now they're not bothering anybody. So that's it. It's just a light. I didn't do anything else. Just light. Light is your friend. Here you go. So just know, until it isn't. Okay. So that's a little bit about that. Bloop. Okay, now to the fun stuff. Again, I'm not perfect here. And I moved a lot of my shit around to show a bunch of different examples of lighting, where what it's capable of, and what you can do to move it around to make the shot you're looking for. But let's go to the close up. Hi. Okay, so you can see that light in the corner there? Oh, good. I think what we're doing for the assignment though is, somebody was like, "Oh no, Maddox is gonna make us take photos of ourselves." Not necessarily. You don't have to take a photo of yourself. You're more than welcome to, and I would love to get to know you guys on a face-to-face level. But I'm not going to require anybody dox themselves that doesn't feel comfortable doxing themselves or doesn't feel like they want to take a photo of themselves. But I do, on your own, whether you share it with us or not, I do want everybody to sit there and do this with them as the subject. take a picture of yourself in light, out of light, behind light, in front of light, play with light and see which one comes out best and think about it now with why, right? The assignment, it really is going to be fairly open. A lot of these creative assignments are. But the assignment from this course is going to be to take a picture of something using what you know now about light to take the best image of it that you can. I am not asking anybody to go buy a super fancy camera. You saw my images earlier. We're done with my phone. I don't want anybody to blame their equipment because my phone is a Pixel 6a. It is not a top of the line phone. It is not, meant or known for taking pictures. I took plenty of bad pictures and showed you that it's not a great, it can take a fuzzy picture too, but it's all about the lighting. Okay. So nobody's gonna blame their equipment because we can do it with good equipment. We can do it with bad equipment. My camera here, this is it's a T2i Rebel. They don't make this anymore. They don't even make software for it anymore. I have to literally steal software to make this work for my computer. So I think if I tried to sell it today, it's like a $30 DSLR camera now. So my point is, you don't need the best of the best to get a good enough result to get what you're looking to do, or even a great result. If you're creative enough with your surrounding, your lighting, your setup, angles, all these things. So back to the assignment. The assignment is going to be to take a picture of something using light. It can be a thing like a nest. It can be a K-cup. It can be your dog. It can be you. But we're not looking for landscapes. We're not looking for, I'm looking for a subject. It needs to be something as the subject, and there needs to be a background, and there needs to be light involved in some way to make that picture happen. Okay? Does anybody have any questions on that? And need me to be any more specific than that? We will write this all out, of course, but like, I want it to be an object that either, like, if it's no bigger than a person, because it can be a person, a person, like, that could be your subject. Absolutely. But I don't want the object to be any greater than something you could hold yourself. No bigger than that. Nope. None of that. No filters. Shoddy took a picture. Is that your picture, Shoddy? No, that's that's cool as shit though. It's cool as shit though. I saw it as a still image for a moment. If you want to use, I mean, yes, but that's more on a landscape side of things. But hey, like, it does still use lighting. Sure does. That's using lighting, reflection, background, foreground, angle. It's using a lot of skills. We just want to focus on the bare minimum, which is lighting. That is the primary thing we're going to be looking for in this challenge, is how are you using lighting to make your subject as clear and represented as possible. Cool video tricks are fun, but that's a whole nother course for another day. For sure. Yeah. We haven't even touched on, like, I could stream from my phone. Yeah. Let me set that up really quick. Watch this. Terrace, I'm using you as a. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm using you as a notepad really quick. Sorry. Yep, good. I know. Whoa. Hi. It's just my phone. So you can. Yeah. So we're literally just adding a source to my OBS, and it's the phone. As you can see. Hi. So yeah, stop perfecting shit. Just make it happen. New views unlocked. Look at that. Yeah. So there's a lot, and this is just adding a mobile source to my OBS. So we can talk about OBS next week if you get, or in 2 weeks if you guys want. There's lots we can do there. We used a lot of OBS to switch scenes and stuff. But we can do all sorts of things. And my point is, I'm using my, let's say I didn't have a camera. Let's say I didn't have, there's my camera right there. I just use my phone. So we can do all sorts, whatever you guys want. We can play around. But we get this. We get the assignment. We're gonna take a picture of a subject. We're gonna make sure that it's something discernible. We're gonna use lighting to highlight said subject. And I'm not gonna have you guys rely on any fancy After Effects tools to make it happen.
Second. Oh wait, sorry. 35 for first, 30 for second, 25 for third.
So before I shut
it's
off,
a little more involved.
Before I shut off stream, I just wanted to say thank you guys for all attending our Lighting 101 today. I know it's a little sporadic and a little chaotic. If you missed anything or I went too fast, we will have this up on my YouTube. I'll share that with Terrace. From my view, Terrace will probably also share his view as well, covering the material. But big shout out to everybody in the audience today. Yep. Yes, exactly. Just wanted to say that before I end stream. But for end of my stream, bye. Wait. And I'll do this and say, whoop.